think this area is going to be able to feed the entire demand what the airport is going to actually build for us.
So talking about portfolio management and looking at the bigger picture, I guess, out of your clients, which leads me on to talk about a little bit more in depth in terms of Dubai South and the project, which we are hopefully going to be launching soon.
Yes.
Very exciting news. Why should investors really think about investing now into Dubai South?
I think most important factor is that, that is the next stage for the city in terms of growth. We have the huge announcement of the new airport coming up post 2030, and I think this area is going to be able to feed the entire demand what the airport is going to actually build for us. Again, great infrastructure is already in place. The road network is already there. We are very, very, very excited. We have some. We are now working with some very good people who have invested in plots of land. Solid developers.
Solid people who have
solid people,
good experience,
great experience. Been in Dubai for many, many, many years,
and I think building for the right reasons.
Yes,
long-term vision.
They're
forward to
long-term vision. I think they're looking to build a community there. They're not just looking at building and getting out. They're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 buildings. So we're very excited. It's going to be a great partnership. I wish I could talk more about that, but for now, we're just waiting and keeping it under wraps. But soon.
Soon we'll be talking about it. I mean, this podcast is probably going to come out in a few weeks, so depending on how things go, it could be put out in a good time. And with the airport, I remember when I first heard about it, a few people, not experts by any means. In fact, when I think about the people that were saying this, they probably weren't the most experienced agents, but they were saying nobody wants to live next to an airport. It's not really an advantage. But then I heard a friend of mine who I really respect, and I think is a great, not only agent, but manager, but really looks at things in a great way. And he mentioned that it's not, forget the airport, it's the businesses that will come in and around the airport. The business districts that are being built, that's why people want to live there, because they want to be close to their offices. There's going to be lots of schools opening up. You won't even see it as the airport. You'll just see it as this whole infrastructure that's being built around the airport. Would you agree on that? Would you?
Very interesting that you bring that up in terms of what's going to be coming in. I remember a couple of years ago, Amar had handed over a townhouse project in Amar South, called Parkside Hills. I think it was, and we had sold those again off plan, and then I was taking handover of them like we do the entire journey, and I had 10 villas to rent, and I had no idea who's going to rent them from me, because who's going to come on in the middle of nowhere, right? And this was two years ago. I rented those villas in a week, and I rented it to the majority of the people who rented from me were people working for Emirates Flight Catering.
Okay.
And that's when I first was educated on the fact that they have been asked to kind of relocate to this area, because eventually things are going to be moving here. And then I think the news came out where Emirates Flight Catering has acquired some land, or they're going to be moving the headquarters there. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but there is a bit of talk about that. And again, as you said, businesses, your logistics, trade, free zones, Dubai South itself is a free zone. So that's I think that's what's going to help us get people in. Plus, every city in the world, Liam, has different parts, suburbs, a downtown. People always in downtown complain about the traffic. It's getting really bad, but you'll be surprised to know people who are living in Dubai South, people who are living in places like the Valley, don't complain, because for them, it's on the outskirts, right?
Exactly.
And people will end up moving around the city.
Everyone
spread out. Spread out.
Everyone talks about location from their perspective, because they're maybe working in business space.
Absolutely.
Or they're, used to living in the marina. But, you know, location is something that's specific to someone's life.
You're right, and things will change. And a good example would be, you've been in Dubai now 12 years. Have you ever been to Dubai?
Few times.
There must be, I would say, at least 90% of the population was moved into the Dubai in the last 5 to 7 years have not been to Dubai or Dera, because there's no need.
Yeah.
Right? And that's how things will.
But that was the center.
Exactly. And
For a long time.
now centers have moved, and they'll keep moving.
Yeah.
And you will be based as per your requirement and your location.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, my first office was in Dubai.
Yeah.
Our first house was in Dubai. My parents lived next to the Dubai Museum, because that's all there. So I know that place. You know, my investors' offices are still there.
Wow.
You know, so that's a different Dubai.
Yeah.
You know, and people coming in now will not be able to even relate to that.
Yeah.
Because you know, and again, people living in the south, in Dubai South, will not have the requirement to come into downtown.
Exactly.
So people will spread, and I think Dubai is going through that transition.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Where people will spread out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's going to help us a lot.
For sure.
With the connectivity that Dubai South has, you know, you've got Emirates Road, you've got Sheikh Zayed Road, you've got the 611. I think it's going to really help us.
Yeah. Barco. So we're going to be working with Barco on some projects, and I'm really excited about doing that. You've known these guys for a long time. This is going to be their first residential freehold project. Why is that potentially a positive for people? Because that's going to be something that people might ask. What's their track record with residential properties? You've known them for a long time. What is their vision, and why should people be excited about getting into their first project and being involved with it?
I think I think this is Barco's first project as developers.
Yeah.
But the owners and the partners have been in Dubai for many, many years. They've invested into real estate in Dubai for many, many years.
Yep.
As a family. You know, they are solid, credible people who have been here for 30 plus years, and they've invested their money here. They've deployed a lot of their wealth in the city. This is just now going to be an extension of what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have already tested the real estate market.
Yep.
They've built confidence.
Yep.
And Barco now is kind of them getting together and elevating themselves and getting into the development game.
Yes.
So they're not from out of town.
Yeah.
You know, they're
Fly by
new to the place. They're not fly by night kind of developing company. They're solid.
Yeah.
And it's a family run company.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, very credible. And this is their step into development where they promise to deliver on time, promise to deliver quality. Their first project, their location is great, you know, and hopefully by the time this interview goes live, we'll be sold out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that'd be nice. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like, you know, we've had a few meetings now, and I really like the guys. I think they're really pragmatic, and the way that they look at things is very sensible, and they're seeing this as an opportunity to impress the market and over-deliver on what, you know, they're basically offering into the market. And I think this project will be delivered and then used to build their name, which is why I like the opportunity for investors. I think it's an opportunity. I think now you can do the opposite, and you can buy with a developer that's already got the name. They don't need to do anything special. You know, I'm not going to mention any names, but some of the big developers, they can just value engineer their project and make a huge margin. They don't have to impress people because they know that every launch they're going to sell out. So this, I think, when you have the money that these guys have to build, regardless of sales, they're not needing the money to build. They're going to be building it anyway. So they can really, you know, put the marker down on quality and delivery and do some great things.
I think one of the strengths that Barco has is that they've been investors in this market for a very long time. So
they've seen it.
They've seen it all, and they've learned what an investor wants.
Yeah.
You know, they've learned on how to make money for the investor, how they have made money, and the experience.
Yeah.
You know, that's why this pushed them into getting into the development business, is because of the fact that they want to give back to the community in that way as well. You know, give back to investors.
Yeah. They want to bring investors along for the journey, right? Not just
Absolutely.
sell and never see them again.
No,
To start a relationship.
It's definitely not a one-time project. We have a couple of projects already in pipeline,
Exactly.
and you know, it's going to be a very, very good story.
Yeah. Nice. Let's watch this space.
Yeah.